My name is Lee. I'm a writer, an animator, filmmaker, and spiritual seeker. I'm not a doctor, but holistic health has been a huge hobby of mine for years. It's part of my spiritual practice. And today, I'd like to share some tips that have helped me keep my immune system strong over the years. My quest to keep my immune system strong started well over 10 years ago when I noticed I would get frequent colds, like every winter. And I didn't have health insurance, and I wasn't able to see a doctor. I had to find answers on my own. Hopefully, this information can help those of you suffering from a weak immune system in a natural, holistic way for fighting a cold, a flu, or a virus. They have helped me in ways that you cannot begin to imagine. Tip number 1, supplements. The following should be included with your daily eating regimen to the best of your ability: zinc, selenium, vitamin C, probiotics, astragalus, licorice root, elderberry, omega-3 fatty acids, especially one with DHA EPA, and echinacea. Now, I know that's a tall list. Just do the best you can. A lot of these are very affordable, especially vitamin C and selenium and probiotics. So do the best you can. Green powders and green juices are also an excellent option. If you opt for a green powder, find one that has the most nutrients available and hopefully has a lot of these minerals and vitamins as well. Tip number 2, limit alcohol. Eliminate it completely if you can, at least during the wintertime. Why? Because even though we're stressed about this coronavirus and everyone thinks that having a drink is going to help them calm down, ultimately it's going to dehydrate you and weaken the immune system you need to keep you healthy, especially during this time of year. So do the best you can to cut alcohol down within reason. Tip number 3. I'd like for you to look into something called the Wim Hof Method. If you haven't heard of Wim, he's a really fascinating guy who has brought some incredible discoveries about how intense oxygen intake into our lungs strengthens the immune system, balances hormones, and reduces inflammation. I started doing Wim's method about 6 months ago, and the results were instantaneous. A lot of people can't do cold showers, and they can't, or for some reason feel they can't do the intense breathing. But start really small. Just a little bit of breathing in the beginning. Even if you only have to splash yourself for a few seconds of cold water at the end of your shower, that's a start. Ease your way into it. I think you'll be really thrilled with the results. Tip number 4, do some light stretching, rebounding, restorative yoga, or walking. The key is to keep your circulation moving and the lymph moving. This will in turn keep the immune system up and help fight infections. Tip number 5, fasting. Eating light has been proven by science to strengthen the immune system. So having less may actually be more. Consuming less food has been proven at the University of Southern California to increase the immune system and increase our lifespan. So while I'm not suggesting you completely stop eating entirely, if you can monitor your meal to 2 meals a day, maybe skipping breakfast every once in a while, your immune system will benefit from it, and so will your lifespan. Number 6, get some sunlight, and consider getting into a sauna if your health permits. The UV light, the heat, these things get into the system and again, kill the pathogens. So if you have the means, see if you can get some sun or slip into the sauna for a few minutes. Number 7, wash your hands often. We've been hearing a lot about this lately, but shouldn't we always have been washing our hands? I sure hope we do. So while at least we're conscious of it now, make sure you wash your hands. Number 8, limit crowd exposure. Well, for a lot of highly sensitive people who don't like crowds, this probably won't be a problem. But for those of us who love to get out and just immerse ourselves in society as social creatures that we are, during the wintertime, try to keep your crowd exposure to a minimum. See if that doesn't help you prevent from possibly catching something that might be going around. Tip number 9, serapeptase. Now, I know this falls into the supplement category, but it's a little different. Serapeptase is an enzyme. It's the same enzyme that's made by the Japanese silkworm, and it's used to dissolve its cocoon. Upon ingestion, this enzyme will dissolve the crud up in your sinuses and in your lungs, so your breathing will improve. Mine does within a few minutes of taking it. It works very quickly. In fact, it works so well, you may never need another decongestant again. So the next time you're in the store and you're looking for some kind of way to help clear out your sinuses or your lungs if you're having some congestion, look into serapeptase. There's another one called nattokinase. I haven't tried it, but I can attest to serapeptase and its effectiveness. It's safe, it's natural, it's vegan, and I think you'll find it very helpful. Tip number 10. The violet ray machine. Not many people have heard of this contraption. It was invented by Nikola Tesla in the late 1800s and later made famous by the American psychic Edgar Cayce. Now, Tesla was a freak when it comes to germs and bacteria and viruses, so it's no surprise that he pioneered this invention. The machine works by safely emitting a light current through a glass electrode, which is filled with argon gas. And when it's turned on, the electrode glows a beautiful violet color. The device has been proven to serve a vast array of functions, and I can honestly tell you that when it comes to a cold or a flu, all you have to do is apply it over your chest or your neck, and for a couple of minutes, just rub it up and down over your chest. It also emits ozone, which you can inhale this into your nose or into your lungs, and that will kill viruses and bacteria on contact. The machine is totally safe, but there's no need to overdo it. Just a little bit, a couple of minutes over your body is all you need. And if you're going to inhale it, just 5 seconds, just a little bit. It's all you'll need. One thing to keep in mind about the violet ray is the manufacturers say that women who are pregnant and people with pacemakers should not use the violet ray, nor should anyone who has consumed alcohol within the last 24 hours. I'm not sure why that is, but it's probably a precaution more than anything because it's a light electric current. It's totally safe. It doesn't hurt you. It's actually a lifting feeling. It's a light energy device that was used up until the advent of antibiotics. This was what people used to fight bacteria and infections and things of that nature. Now, the device isn't cheap, but depending on the ailment and your budget, it might be just the trick you need to give you a lift and help your body ward off potential invaders. Tip number 11. Pour some hydrogen peroxide in your ears. Food-grade peroxide works just fine. Now, when the bubbling stops, turn your head over onto a soft towel and let it drain out. If you feel the need to rinse them out some more, ear kits are available at your local pharmacy. Use a very light, warm, distilled water that's not too hot. Number 12, keep your spirits up. Meditate, listen to music, sign on to Insight Timer, or just watch a funny movie. Anything you can do that will keep you motivated and keep your heart up while you go through the wintertime, while you feel like there's this cold coming on or infection or flu or what might be. So I hope that helps. And my prayer for you is that you are able to sustain yourself through these times, through the times of illness, that you do have some options. If you are not able to see a physician, don't hesitate to try Mother Nature first. See if these supplements and these tips and methods don't give you some benefit. They have certainly helped me. In closing, there's one more thing I'll say you might want to try. Tip number 13, the bonus The lucky number, right? The number of change, 13. You could take an enema at home. Enema kits are readily available at Walgreens. They're not expensive. You can get them on Amazon. And if you can learn how to do them, it's fantastic if you've got the flu. If you've already gotten hit with the flu and you're sick, taking an enema with some lukewarm distilled water will really help your body expel anything in your intestines that might be causing this flu in the first place. If it's a stomach flu, do an enema, you'll feel a million times better. And you'll soon see that your body has more strength to fight everything else off and get back on its feet again. I sure hope these tips have helped you. I wish you all the best for happiness, health, longevity, and all the good things that life has to offer. Take good care.